Hi, hello, we're back again. What I wanted to do, we just did the wonderful, we did a beautiful, wonderful alignment with the beings from Neptune. So if you haven't done that, go back and do that. It was what we just did earlier on this evening for the live, aligned with the beings of the planet Neptune, which can be for our monthly December reading. And as I was mentioning during that, I might actually do a whole workshop where we connect with different beings for healing. So I'm looking forward to that. I'll probably do that early next year. And what I wanted to do is get back on and do a couple of free readings if anybody had a question. So I'm going to do that in a minute. How are you all feeling after that beings from the planet Neptune giving us healings? It was quite exciting. I really enjoyed that. I'm still buzzing a little bit. I'll have maybe a little bit of a lie down and accepting the energies a little bit longer after I do the readings, perhaps later on tonight, but it is something that we can do a couple of times during the month. Hello, Nichelle, and welcome back. Um, and we can refer to that a few times. So, and even you don't really have to do it only for December, but you can do it any time. I'm talking about what we did earlier, the beings from the planet Neptune, well, lovely energy. I also did what did I do? I did a yearly reading for 2020 for this year. I'll also do a yearly reading for 2021. If you get a chance, the yearly reading for which we're nearly over for 2020, I know, but I did one where we actually connect to a group of guides called the 2020 Guides, and they were actually going to help us during this year. I just felt like that was a really good one and one that you could do again before the end of the year. That's the 2020 yearly reading that I did at the start of this year. I will get back and do one also for 2021. Let's hope it's a better year. Um, okay, I'm going to do a few little readings. Who has a question or who would like a reading or who would like me to tune in? You can comment on how you're feeling about the Neptune energy too, if you like, if you have any comments about that while we're here. Who have we got? Nichelle, I said hi. Carolyn, hi. I spoke to. Oh, Catherine, hi. Catherine, I think we spoke once before on the Zoom. Hi and welcome. I'm just going to do a few readings if anybody's got a question. If you haven't done the first part that I just finished, again, Catherine, you want another one? That's okay. Let's see what Catherine's doing. Do you have any, Catherine, do you have any particular question? Catherine. Catherine. Let me see. My higher self is saying Catherine because I have tuned in for Catherine before, so I'm already accessing some information for Catherine. Catherine, they're telling me to just relax and chill out for you. Don't worry too much. There feels like there's a little bit of anxiety or stress, or maybe even a lot of anxiety and stress. A little bit of worry and overly concerned about something. You can just chill out for a while, take it easy, take a break, and get back to asking or wondering or worrying next year. I'm feeling like there's not much you can do in the next couple of weeks about a certain thing, and just to relax and let it flow and come back to it just after Christmas or early next year. So the message I'm getting, Catherine, is to chill out and not worry for the moment. So if you had a particular thing that you were worried about, perhaps it's what we talked about before, I'm not sure, but they're just saying have a break, chill out, and in 3 weeks' time, after Christmas, kind of that time, which is a little bit over 3 weeks, or early next year, we can start asking the questions again, if that makes sense, or things will be. There's something that's going to be uncovered or realized too in this time. So once you uncover this thing or realize, or something begins to make sense, Catherine, it will all sort of make sense, if that means it. So we're just waiting. We're waiting for a little bit of time, Catherine. So the message I'm getting for Catherine, chill out and wait till just after Christmas. That's Catherine, that's your message. That came through. So that was for Catherine. Now, I'm going to go on to Caroline. Caroline Barnum. Caroline said, will I move soon, Tony? Yes, you will move, Caroline. I'm feeling that I'm getting a yes. It may be a little bit sooner than you realize, but I'm getting a move, perhaps early. I'm hearing March. I'm hearing March. So there's either going to be, it's always a choice. I mean, if you're not ready by then, you don't have to move. But I'm hearing, yes, you will move, and it may be a little bit sooner than you think, and I'm hearing March. So I hope that helps you. I hope you were expecting to move that quickly. Of course, if you're not and the opportunity arises for you to move, you don't always have to. Doesn't mean that you're contradicting what I'm saying or anything. It's always up to you, but there will be a possibility that you move in March. So that's what I'm getting. It's sooner than you think. Anyway, it's sooner than you think, Carolyn, so don't worry too much. I feel like you're going to feel great after that. Who else? Hello, Monica. Welcome, Monica. Julie Goodall. Is my business going to be successful? Oh, Julie, that's a big question, isn't it? That's a big question. That's okay. Let me tune in. What I'm getting told is, Julie, not that it's not quite as big as you hoped. No, that's not quite what I'm getting. We've got to give it time to grow. So we've got to water it and water it and water it and water it, and there it starts growing. That's the best analogy I can give. So it needs a little bit more tending to it. I'm not going to say it's not going to be successful, but if you're setting your sights on my success, to me, if you're thinking to yourself, success is, say, $1 million, which it may well be, and you only make 500,000, are you then going to say that your business is not successful? That's the sort of thing I'm going. What you need to just water it and tend to it and let it grow. So if it grows, it's still not what you want. That doesn't necessarily mean you're not successful. Then it's got to grow a bit more. So it's got to grow into the success that you're looking for. It may not just suddenly get there. So it's going to take a little bit of time. There is a little bit of a delay with that, but I feel you'll push through. So give it a little bit more time, and don't think that it's not successful because you haven't reached the success. It needs to be tended to, worked with, and persevered is what I'm getting. If you're making the right choices along the way, yes, it will be successful. If you tend to it in the right way, yes, it will be successful. But there is a little bit of patience and a little bit of work that needs to be done. I'm getting a good feeling that you can do it. There may be an obstacle that once you overcome that obstacle, you'll see clearly what you need to do and how you're going to create the success that you want. So yes, in the long term, a few little obstacles and things, perhaps, which is natural for business in the short term. I hope that helps and makes sense. Take it step by step and tend to it as it needs to, and you will see the fruits of the labor sort of grow, and it will be success. I hope that helps you, Julie. I'm going to move on to the next one. Have we got it? We've got somebody here. I don't know how to. This is what's happened last time. Somebody comes in and messages everybody for a reading, and they're nothing to do with me. So let me just see if I can block them. I'm not quite sure how to block them, but there's somebody here that's messaging everybody. So I'll just see if I can. If you're getting a message from this person, Jay somebody, it's nothing to do with me, and I'll just see if I can block them. I'm not quite sure how to block them. I'll do it. Have to do it later. So yeah, I know, Julie. I've got a spammer. I'm not quite sure how to block them. I can. Let me see. I'll just have a little look. I did work it out. Last time it happened before as well. I can delete, hide the comment, or report. Let me just press that. No, I can't seem to be able to block them just yet. We'll just have to put up with it, and I'll delete them later. I apologize for that. I'm going to move on to the next one. And if you're getting a message from this person, J O Jenny or something, it's not me. So Amelia, hello Amelia. Amelia, whatever you let me just tune in for Amelia. Amelia D. Oh, I can't hardly say the name. Oliveira Rodriguez. Oh, I'm getting tingles in my body. I do get, sometimes I use the cards. Sometimes I get information directly given to me. And when I said your whole name, Amelia D. Oliveira Rodriguez, I got a shudder through my body. So what that meant was the guides gave me a message straight away, and probably a little bit more like a healing. And the message I got for you, Amelia, I hope you can hear this. Oh, hi, she put hi, yes. I've got that it may be important for you to connect to what they call your future self. Now, the future self is actually you in the future. I've got a feeling it's not in this lifetime, it's in a future lifetime. So it could be a future self in a future lifetime, like 1,000 years ahead or something. I'm not exactly sure of how far ahead, but it's you in the future. Interestingly enough, there can be many future lives. As with past lives, there are many past lives. But what I'm finding now with our healing and our increase in vibration, we can actually access our future life. And they're telling me to tell Amelia to ask to access her future self. Now, there are a lot of future selves, there are a lot of future versions of yourself in a lot of lifetimes. What the process would be, Amelia, I ask my higher self to connect me to my future self, to guide me. The future self will have information and guidance for you. Now, if you don't hear it, it will be given to you, and it can have an effect where it changes the course of your life or a particular event. So it can actually help you to avoid or overcome obstacles that may be ahead for you, because the future self will come in and say, no, don't go that way, and it will change events in your current life, if that makes sense. So what I'm getting for you, Amelia, so they might not tell us what particular events they're going to change. They might not even know that you've connected with your future self. They may do it all without your knowing, and that's okay. I've had great results from this simple exercise of asking to connect to your future self. There are many future selves. Your higher self and guides will know which future self for you to connect to. Higher self and guides, please connect me to my future self. That's the message I'm getting for you. They're going to help to alleviate an obstacle that's coming up for you. All you'll need to say, Amelia, is higher self, please connect me to my future self. Now, this would be a particular future self that they know you need to connect to. As long as we say for them to do it, they'll go, okay, she's got it, and they'll go and do it and remove that obstacle. They may not tell us what it is and that, but that's all the message that I'm getting for you, Amelia, and I feel it will be very effective if you can ask for that for yourself. Higher self, please connect me to my future self. The future self will come in, give the information, they'll change and remove the obstacle, and that's all that you need for this moment, and that's the message that I'm getting for you, Amelia. I hope that helps you. Yeah, it's quite exciting. Oh, you were messaging me. Sorry, I didn't read that. Yes, it's very exciting. I don't have any more information for you about that, but I feel that's going to be enough for you for tonight. And Very good. I'll move on to. Actually, you need a support card, Amelia. You do need a tarot. What I'm going to do is shuffle these also for Amelia. Now, if anybody else is listening and they feel they also would like to connect to their future self, it doesn't hurt to do it from time to time. You don't have to particularly know too much. Only ask higher self, please connect me to my future self. Now, there may be a different future self each time you ask that, but the higher self will know which one to ask and what problems to alleviate for you. The future self comes in and says, for God's sake, tell her not to do that, or tell him not to do that. They change it for you, and then you overcome an obstacle. So we can all do that from time to time. So that's a good one. And as you do it more often, you get more information and you work out yourself how to work with that energy of the future self. But I'm feeling that's a very important one for us to learn to work with, moving as we move on with our energy vibrations increasing. Amelia is also getting a card, a tarot card. I just ask that the card I pick for Amelia be for the highest good in love and light. Amelia was told to connect to her future self. Higher self, please connect Amelia to her future self. And everybody else that's listening, we can all ask and benefit from connecting to our future self. I ask that the card that I choose for Amelia be for the highest good in love and light. I'm just going to shuffle them around and around on the table too, because I do read upright and reversed. I'm going to pick one extra card for Amelia just for supporting whatever she needs. Higher self, please give a support card for whatever Amelia needs. I might just pick one from the... I'll shuffle a little bit more so you can see me shuffling. I'm going to pick one from the cards. Oh, I'm getting a lot of light coming. I'm getting a lot of light. Must be the future self coming in for everybody. Here, the top one for Amelia. The interruption may have had something to do with a person. In the tarot, when you pick a king, queen, page, or knight, it usually has to do with a person coming into your life. I feel like the person may be a block though. I'm feeling like this person may have been the block that needs to be removed. It feels like it may have to do with love or romance, but of course it could be business as well. I'm feeling like though this is the person that may have been removed and replaced by a better one. So just a little bit extra. It's not a huge amount of information, but it may be of assistance to you. The block that they were removing had to do with a particular person in business or love that was coming into your life. That person will be removed and hopefully I feel will also be replaced by a better person. So we also don't really need to know that, Amelia, but they did throw that in for you. The reason that we don't need to always know about the block is because then we worry and think too much about it sometimes. Sometimes they will tell us what the block was. The block I'm referring to is whatever the future self is or obstacle is going to remove for you. The tarot indicated that it had to do with a particular person, male. There you go, Amelia. I'm going to move on to somebody else. I hope that helped. That was quite an exciting one, actually. Who else have we got here that would like a reading? I hope that man's gone who was... Amelia put, I'm so grateful. Thank you. You're very welcome. There was a lady that just wrote, I'm new here. Rhonda, Tanya. Oh, hi, Tanya. Oh, no, Tammy. Sorry, I thought it was somebody else I knew. Sorry. But hi, Tammy. Welcome, Tammy. Nice to have you here. And Rhonda, I'm a little bit drawn to. Rhonda, if you're still here, I'm going to pick you a card. Rhonda. I'm going to pick Rhonda a card for Rhonda. Just ask that the card that I pick, Rhonda, you need a card from the Romance Angels deck, which isn't actually my tarot. Oh, it's got it upside down. I do use these. occasionally for romance readings. So Rhonda, who is new here, I'm going to pick you a Romance Angels card. Rhonda, sometimes I get messages for people that come and give it to me straight away and tell me what to say. Sometimes I pick a card and get the message from the card. Sometimes I actually read the guidebook because that's what they want me to do. So it's not even really a reading as such. It's just that they tell me read the message in the guidebook because that's what you need to know. And I'm feeling that's what I'm actually going to do. Rhonda, you're actually surrounded by elementals, pixies, and gnomes as well, and they can be very powerful healers. The pixies, gnomes, elves. I'm particularly getting elves, which is interesting, isn't it? So if you come to my page, you've got to be ready for intergalactic energies, alien energies, energies from other planets, and fairies, pixies, and elves. Sorry. You've got elves around you, Rhonda, at the moment, and they can be very powerful healers as well. Let me just see if I can tune in because they're very mischievous and often a little hard to understand and get the messages from. But just let me see if I can tune in and get the message from the elf. They're saying that, Rhonda, you have a personal elf. So the elves and these little fairies and pixies and elves and gnomes, they are nature spirits. So they're really a spiritual energy, but they come in a form as a little people sometimes, and you have your own personal elf that's come forward. And you can just ask to see your elf or to understand your elf or to learn more about your personal elf. Some people have fairies as guides, some people have pixies, or some of you have an elf, and he's coming forward to say to get to know him and trust him, and he can help you work things out. Now, they are a little bit childlike. Usually people that are very connected to nature and I'm holding it because I feel like he's just here, and that may help you to connect into, he's your elf, he's your personal elf. That is acting as a guide for you at the moment, and usually they help you connect to land and nature. So I hope that helps. I'm also going to. So I had the elf wants to get to know you. I'll leave that for you to work out. I'm also going to pick a card from the Romance Angels. Let's see what I got. Getting to know each other. It sounds like the romance is with the elf at the moment, but anyway, let's see. This may have to do with it. Getting to know each other. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. I'm not sure if that's with the elf or not. I guess you could have a relationship with the elf. That's quite funny, isn't it? Sometimes the spiritual energies do reflect in the real world as well. So this may be a reflection of what's going on in your, not just the spiritual life with the elf. The romance angels are guiding you to create intimacy with your partner by revealing your true feelings, your dreams and your desires, and your innermost aspects of yourself. You discover commonalities and learn new ways of relating. You're presently in a relationship. If you're presently in a relationship, this card is a message of healing through honest dialogue. This is particularly true if you're stuffed down feelings instead of discussing them with your partner. Perhaps sitting together with the counselor will give you the strength and support to admit your feelings. Regardless, this card clearly guides you towards holding deep and honest discussions for the benefit of your love life. Have an honest discussion with your elf. I don't know. That's the messages I've got. Connect with your elf, and the message there from the Romance Angels, which was getting to know each other. So I hope that's helped, Rhonda. Very nice to read that. I haven't had elves come in for a long time, so I'm very excited that that came in for you. So your own personal elf wants you to get to know him a little bit better. If you have any, you're very welcome, Rhonda. Message me if you had any more questions about the elf, because I'm going to move on. It's very exciting. Usually when the elves come in, they want you to connect more with nature, but it also can do amazing healings for you once you begin to work with them. So you could start by saying, what is your name, elf? Or could you appear to me in a dream so I can get to know you? You can use your imagination a little bit because your imagination can help you to tap into what's really happening. So I'm going to leave it there. They do also sometimes come in the form of a ball of light or sparkles of light, but often enough they'll appear as a little person. If they're ready to show themselves. They may not always be ready to show themselves as well. So it does take a little bit of work, a little bit of question and answering for you to be able to connect to them properly, as with all the spiritual energies. But for you, Rhonda, an elf stepped forward. Isn't that so cute? That was so lovely. Anyway, I'm going to move on to the next one now. Who else have we got here? Penny. Hello, Penny. Welcome. Izzy. Oh my goodness. Hello, Izzy. How are you? Nice to have you here. Very, very nice to see you. Haven't seen you for ages. I've seen Stace, but I haven't seen Iz. Welcome, Iz. Nice to have you here. Tammy, Rhonda, Monica. Oh my goodness. Hello, Monica. I thought I saw your name earlier. Would you like a card? Yes, of course. Monica. Monica, Monica, Monica. Monica, Monica, Monica. Monica. Monica, I'm feeling a little. I'm feeling body pain. I'm feeling a bit of pain around my neck and shoulders, Monica. Did you do? If you haven't done our Neptune healing, yes. Hi, Izzy. I'm doing a reading. It must be your mum. I'm doing a reading for your mum. I'm feeling shoulder and neck pain for your mum. If you haven't done the Neptune healing, I did this tonight in two parts. The first part was the Neptune healing, which I did earlier this evening, and now I'm just coming on to do a few readings. Monica, I'm getting neck pain. Let me see just what I can do with that. I'm just looking at the cause of the neck pain. A little bit of stress, a little bit of overwhelm. Oh, they're telling me past lives. I wouldn't have thought that. I wouldn't have thought past lives. I was feeling more stress related. You have a past life energy coming up. So let's just see. There's past life energies that needed to be cleared, Monica. We've just done future lives earlier. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to ask the Ascended Masters, the beings of love and light, to come through and clear any past life blocks or energies for Monica and anybody else that feels they need it to. It's free will and choice for Monica to release the heaviness I'm feeling in the neck and shoulder pain there, if that's happening, or any other heavy energies around. We ask that Monica releases that to the light. We ask that any past life energies that are blocking also be healed and released. I did call in the Ascended Masters to release those. There are particular ones that work with past lives. I'm just going to say Ascended Masters to release past life blocks for Monica. I'm going to pick a card for Monica from the past life cards. And then I'm going to finish. Then I'm going to pick this past life card. And that's going to be it for this evening. I ask that this card from the past life deck be for the highest good for Monica in love and light. It's free will and choice for Monica to release all those heavy energies that I'm feeling around her. And this card, I just put it to my ask that this card be for the highest good for Monica in love and light from the past life deck. I'm asking that the Ascended Masters clear any past life blocks for Monica. Transportation. What an interesting card. Transportation from the past life deck. Let me just read it. Sometimes we can have past life energies with people. So I just ask that if Monica's got any past life blocks between her and other people, that they be cleared as well, if it be for the highest good. And I'm just going to read this out, and then that's going to be the last one for this evening. If you didn't get a reading, just listen back through some of the readings that we've done, because Spirit is very aware of who's here, and they often answer your questions through other people's readings, but sometimes you're not aware that they're doing that. I'm reading Transportation for Monica. This card signifies that you had an intense experience involving transportation in a prior lifetime. This is especially true if you presently have phobias relating to planes, cars, and so on, and these fears don't dissipate as a result of getting any type of counseling or hypnotherapy. In those cases, you likely suffered a traumatic past life event in some type of vehicle, which has caused you to lose trust in it. You may have been involved in the intervention of a form of transport or related technology, and that knowledge wants you to serve in this lifetime. Sorry, I didn't understand that. You may have been involved in the invention of a form of transport or related technology, and that knowledge wants to serve you in this lifetime. Those include those who lived during the time of Atlantis, when transportation was fueled by solar and crystal power. I'm actually getting that you have some past life knowledge about power as well that could come forward as a positive thing. So it's not actually a block. It's something that you need to recall. So any past life knowledge that you have can be recalled. Your life purpose may involve reawakening the knowledge of alternative modes of transportation, which could be environmentally beneficial to the world at this time. So as well as the past life blocks that we've released, there's also a feeling of past life knowledge that needs to be accessed. So I ask Monica's higher self to access all her past life knowledge that's going to be beneficial in this lifetime for herself and others. And it's the free will and choice of Monica and her higher self to actually help her to do that and access that power and knowledge for herself now. But it was saying in the transportation. That's interesting, isn't it? I hope that's helped. Let's do one more, and then we're going. One more reading, and then I'm finished. I hope you enjoyed that, Monica. Thank you for joining us and watching. Who's going to be last? Nola. Hello, Nola. Yes, I haven't seen Nola for ages. Gosh, time goes so quickly. I mean, with the lockdown and everything, I haven't been doing any courses and haven't seen anybody. I have seen a few, but anyway, nice to have you here, Nola. I'm going to pick a card for Nola. Let me just go back to Monica. I'm just feeling, sorry, Nola, I'll get to yours in a minute, and then we're finished. Monica, I'm still feeling a little bit of heaviness around you, Monica. So the heaviness that I was feeling, I felt was related to the past life. I said it's my free will and choice to release any known or unknown energies or blocks that are no longer for my highest good. I release to the light. I also heal and resolve any past life blocks or energies now, and also I ask for my higher self to align me with the past life knowledge that's going to be beneficial for myself and others. I hope that helps. Now we're going to Nola. Nola, I've got an energy coming through for you. I'm just going to ask. We did the Neptune energy. We've done a few readings. Listen through and make sure there's no hidden messages in some of the readings for us all. And this energy is actually for Nola, or we can all tap into it. And Monica, who was doing the past life, sometimes we can take on people's karma, Monica. This healing is for we're getting people there's what do they call them? The people come in and ask you for healings and readings and all sorts of things. Scammers, nothing to do with me. I got another one there. I'll have to work out how to block them all. I usually go through and block them after. Monica, there's one there now. Let me see if I can delete it. Monica, you may be carrying karma for other people on behalf of other people. Sometimes we just do that, especially those close to us. We can overhelp, and by that overhelping people, we actually end up taking on karma. I just say in that case, it's my free will and choice on behalf of Monica that she releases any karma or karmic energy that she's holding unknowingly. We don't know that we do it sometimes unknowingly for other people. I ask that Monica release any karma that she's holding unknowingly on behalf of other people and release it to the light. It's almost like you're taking on other people's lessons by over helping. Very common with family members. I know I've done it accidentally when I try to help too much. You actually go deep into trying to help and you end up trying to. It's like you don't really take on the karma, but it's the best way to release this energy is to use those words. Free will and choice for Monica to release any karmic energies that she may be holding on for other people. I've got this energy coming through for Nola. We can all access it. It's different to the Neptune energy. I feel, Nola, it's coming down the center of your chakras to realign, re-establish your energy, realign your chakras. A little bit of grounding, but more of a realignment and stability energy for you, Nola. We could all tap into this energy, free will and choice, to receive this energy that's coming through now, specifically for Nola, for realignment and stability, cleansing of the chakras, realignment of the chakras. As this energy comes through, just ask that you accept it. It's my free will and choice to accept it, specifically for Nola, but anybody here can tap into it if you just ask for it. For Nola, for realignment and stability, free will and choice. Also, Nola, ask for your higher self to help you to draw in this energy that's coming through for you. Healing through all your chakras, and realignment and stability for you as well. And we're going to finish off with this. I'll keep going for a little bit longer, but thank you all for joining me for tonight's readings. Free will and choice for Nola to accept this energy. Anybody else that wants, you can just say free will and choice to accept this final energy that's coming through for realignment and stability. Lovely to have you all join us this evening. I hope you've enjoyed your readings. If you want to inbox me later and just tell me how I went, or like give me some feedback, or if you want more clarity on it, please message me. More clarity on the message that I brought through for you. Free will and choice for us all now to accept this energy for cleansing and alignment and stability. This is especially for Nola, but we can all tap into it. I ask my higher self to accept this energy for me, or to help to accept this energy. And that's it for today. Oh, Nola needs a card. I'm almost finished. Nola needs a card. I hope you enjoyed that energy, Nola. And here's a card for you just to finish off. There's a surprise coming for you, Nola. I just heard surprise. So you've got a surprise coming in the next week or so. Maybe it's Santa Claus. I don't know, but I did hear surprise. Someone's got a surprise for you in the next week or so, Nola. So that's exciting. It feels like a gift or something. So that's nice, isn't it? But this is a card for Nola. Be for her highest good in love and light. There's a surprise coming for Nola in the next week or so. She's had some nice energy come through for stability and alignment, and we all had a little bit of that as well. We all got a little bit of Nola's energy this evening. Well, the energy that was meant for Nola. We didn't take any energy from Nola. We just tapped into the energy that she was receiving. Nola's getting a little bit of a surprise in a week or so. Feels like a gift. I guess it's Christmas, so you kind of expect those things, don't you? But I heard surprise. And here's Nola's card. I asked if the card that I choose for Nola be for the highest good in love and light. And then we choose one. I've had an enjoyable time this evening. I hope you've all enjoyed it. And to finish off with, I'm going to pick from the middle. I read upright and reversed, so it could come out upright or reversed. This comes up when somebody's leaving. Now let's have a look. There's about to be closure or an event where somebody leaves your life. Now, I don't feel like it's a sad thing. It's like maybe a teenager grows up in time to leave home, something like that. Usually that's actually you leaving a situation. So let me just double check this. It's not actually you leaving a situation. You know what I'm getting, Nola? There is movement going on in your family, so there could be some people leaving. It's just like it's a timing thing. It's not necessarily a bad thing, but it might be time for you to move on in a situation too, Nola. It might be getting time where you actually move on from something. I'm not getting exactly what particular situation. I don't know if you're actually thinking about leaving where you're living and moving on to a new place, but that could be happening, or it could be you realizing that it might be time. I'm not saying that it is, but the card usually means that you're moving on from a situation. I did mention family or teenagers earlier. That also could be happening. But as I look deeper into the card, I get it that it might be time that you're realizing that you need to move on from a situation. I'm not saying that you will or you have to. It may be that you realize that it may be time, and then after we might decide that we're actually going to do it. So in the next little bit, or if not already, there's a realization that you need to move on from a situation or would like to move on from a situation. Card kind of indicates that you already have. This person is already moving and they're going. I've got a feeling that you're actually realizing that you might like to move on from a situation, whether it's home or a job, something like that. There also is a feeling that something like a teenager may be thinking about leaving home or leaving school or something. It's that kind of energy as well. But as I tune in, it's more related to you. They can always come back again. You can always come back again as well. So I'm going to leave you here now. Did you get some of that lovely energy for stability and alignment? Please go back and watch the Neptune one that we did earlier. I'm going to come back around, the 20th, 19th or 20th, or maybe even the 21st of December, as we've got a big shift happening then, and I want to help you all facilitate that big shift that's happening. Do, if you get a chance, watch the replay of the yearly reading for 2020, which we align with the guides of 2020. I feel that will be extra good healing for us as we finish off the year. I will get back and do a reading for 2021 as well, and I might even do a workshop where we connect with more of these alien energies. So lots to think about and a lot for me to do. So I better get moving. But anyway, lovely to spend this evening with you all. I hope that you've enjoyed those readings. I'm going to leave you here now. Please message me if you had any questions about the Neptune energy, which is exciting. And we'll see you all again soon. Okay, take care, everybody. Lots of love. You can do like a cutting off when you finish, because sometimes we're all a little bit sort of listening to each other, which is fine. You can do a little bit of a cutting off of energy if you like, and I release any energies that I may have taken on during this session this evening, and then we're done. Bye, everybody. Take care. I have to find out how to turn the live off. Isn't that funny? I can't get there. Here we go.